Now, I was finished with this sanctuary vault build thing, but you guys keep on having such damn good suggestions that can't be ignored. Okay, I gotta build some of these. So that's what I'm doing. I'm back in the vault and I've started building some of the ideas that you guys have given me, but I need your opinions on a few things. So I'm gonna do a tour of what I got so far, see what you guys think, and yeah, let's check it out. Most of the suggestions have been for the behind the scenes part of this build. Like, I consider this area, the sanctuary area, to be the simulation, right? Like, this is the experimental area, and somewhere in here is Vault Tech monitoring and running the show. So I wanted to build that part of it, the behind the scenes part. The problem is that there isn't a lot of space for it since the simulation area takes up pretty much the entire cavern. So I tried building this in a few places, like over here behind this house, but there really isn't enough space. You know, like I could throw in a vault room or two, but they'd still be pretty small. Plus, the view kind of sucks. Like, if I had some kind of window or whatever, all I could see would be like the back of this house. And the same thing goes for the other cavern on the other side of this one, so these two areas didn't really work out too well. So really the only place that I could build this was above the blue ceiling, which works out because the majority of you voted for the blue ceiling. Team Mr. Blue Sky, right? Yeah, you see? I read the comments. But yeah, so I had to build everything above the ceiling, and the only place that I could get up there that made sense was right here with the elevator. So all this is still a work in progress. I had to tear down a lot of the entrance to get the elevator in there. And yeah, I'm still working on it, okay? It's going to look a lot better. Just give me some time. And for those of you who voted for the cave ceiling, don't worry, I'll still do a version of that one because... Oh, shit! What are you doing? Who just hangs out in the elevator? Jesus Christ. Stop staring at me. Making it weird. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to remove the tree. Don't judge me, okay? It's not done, okay? I'm going to remove the tree from the elevator, alright? It's on the list. So I'm going to have some kind of entryway here, maybe not do too much with it, but it's going to lead straight into the atrium. You see, it's a smaller vault, but it's a good size, right? It feels like it would actually be up here, or be a part of what they're working with. But I had to like make a few adjustments because like with this vaulted ceiling, the cave was clipping through in a lot of areas, so I had to use the ceiling to like, cover it up a good bit. But I feel like it came out all right. Like you probably wouldn't have noticed that the ceiling was a little bit off if I didn't point it out to you. But we have a couple of rooms in here so far. The first one is the research area. Now this was another suggestion from you guys. It's kind of like the experimental part. You know, like the creepy vault experiments on the dwellers. You know, something like that. Something creepy in there. The screening room is kind of the same thing. Don't worry, I am going to get the tree out of the wall. It's on the list, okay? But yeah, so the same kind of thing, just research and experiments on the poor bastards down below. I don't know, something weird going on in there too. And here we have the overseer area. So down here is going to be the office and kind of like a general area for him. And then upstairs is going to be the living area. Maybe. I don't know. It might change. This one has a bathroom and a pretty nice view, so it makes sense for it to be the living area. But as I'm decorating, it might change to the office. I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to show this off real quick because it's my favorite part to build. It's an exact replica of what's going on down below, which it kind of makes sense to me that Vault-Tec is very proud of their simulation area, right? So they would have a model up here kind of symbolizing like, yeah, look at what we did, this big accomplishment, you know, we're not monsters, this is a good thing. And I just love how it's an exact replica of what's going on down below, so it's the same houses and the same layout on the road. And the bobblehead isn't permanent, you know, I just had that open space right there, and I just love the vibe that it gives off, you know, it's like Vault-Tec towering over these experimentees, you know, it's very creepy vibe, and I love it. But here's where I need your opinion. So first off, in the overseer office, I would love to have an opening in the floor so he can kind of look down and oversee everything, right? But the problem with that is I want it to not be obvious for the people down below, or, you know, I don't want it to be noticeable. And if I put a hole in the floor, it's pretty damn noticeable. So I can probably cover that up with trees, maybe, you know. It's going to be kind of tough to cover that up if it's not just a solid blue floor, you know, because I was thinking like glass or something, but I don't think it's going to work because of the position that it's in. It's like right there at the front part of the house. It's not like back in the corner where I could cover it up with a tree. So I don't know how well that's going to work right here. But keeping that in mind, I could probably do something like that over here by the UFO. Oh, and before I get into that, okay, let me address the big UFO in the room. Okay, so the UFO was one of the first things that I put into this build. Like, even before I had the road in here, I just came across the UFO in the menus and threw it up in the corner, just to help with ideas. And as I kept building, I just kind of left it. There was no reason for it or anything. I just was like, I'll leave it in here. And in the first video, I purposely showed it for a second, but I didn't address it. I didn't want to explain why the UFO was in there because I wanted to mess with you guys. And it worked. There's so many comments of people losing their minds. Like, it started out with people going, so is he just not going to address the UFO? Like, okay. And in the second video, I still didn't address it. And people were like, why has he still not explained the UFO? What is its purpose? There's no reason for it. The only reason was just to mess with you guys. That's all. And this isn't the first time I've done this. I do this in the majority of my builds. I will put something somewhere that makes no sense or something just to get a comment from people. Like one person will go, did anybody see so-and-so in the corner? Like, why is that in there? And it's just for me to read it and to laugh at your expense. So I'm sorry, but it's going to continue to happen. Anyway, okay, so no purpose for the UFO. But now, there's a spot right here that might be good for that observation area because I can hide it behind the UFO. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. I'm going to fix this, okay, this little acid trip. This is what happens when you delete stuff you're not supposed to, but I will fix it before the mod is released. But yeah, so I have this room over here above this UFO, and I could hide it pretty well, maybe add in a few more trees or whatever. I just don't want to move the overseer office right there because it makes more sense for the overseer office to be where it is in the atrium. Like, this part is like back into a corner behind like this entry area. So I'm trying to figure that out. What do you guys think? Do you think that I should like knock out a wall over here? Because I have plenty of space. Like, I could build a whole nother room back here. I'm just trying to be careful because if I build too much, then it's going to get really laggy and might not work on consoles. So I don't want to overbuild. I do have a tendency to overbuild stuff. So I purposely didn't build a room right there. But if you guys have an idea for something that could work really cool, especially with that observation area, I might throw it in. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if I include it, I'll give you guys a shout out. That's all I have so far. The next video here, I will have everything completely done, decorated, and fixed up. And I might move to different vault sectors and build more of this kind of style because I could really turn this idea into a huge build. There are so many things that I could do with it, but I know the more I keep building on it, the more the frame rate is going to drop, and it'll be hard to turn it into a stable mod for you guys. So I'm trying to be cautious with that, but for now, keep the suggestions coming, especially for the other sectors, since we can expand this idea into those areas.